So these are the most expensive dry eye prescription medications available. And the last one I'm going to go over, you're going to be shocked at how much it costs. But hopefully at the end of this video, I can give you some tips to make these drops more affordable and cheaper. Let's focus in. So dry eye treatments in the dry eye world are known for being expensive, and it drives patients and doctors crazy. Now, the ones that I'm going to go over in this video are just a few of the possible prescription medications or a few of the possible treatments. Now, remember, these prices can vary wildly depending on where you're at, what pharmacy you use, what kind of insurance that you have, and really I'm kind of directing all this in the United States as far as the prices go. So just remember, take these numbers with a grain of salt and definitely look them up for yourself. And as a resource, check the description below. I'll provide links to all these drops, to different programs and copay programs and assistance programs that you can look up and see if you can actually get it cheaper than what I'm saying in this video. The first one up, and probably been around the longest, and you've probably heard about it, and that is Restasis. This medication is a cyclosporin. It's designed to block inflammation specifically at the lacrimal gland that can eventually help you produce more tears. Now, what's nice about this, because it's been around a while, is that it actually has a generic that's available. No other eye drops that we'll talk about in this video has a generic, so this is unique for Restasis. Still, with the generic, cash price, so not talking about insurance or any coupons, cash retail price, $400. And this is per month for the generic. And this is cheapest on the list. It just goes up from here. The actual brand name Restasis or their gel version can go up to $775 per month. And this is the brand name per month without insurance, $775. I'm going to group a few other medications with Restasis because they kind of are in the same type of medication. There are a couple other cyclosporin medications. One is Cequa and a new one called Vevye, and there's also another one that blocks inflammation. It's called Xiidra. The medication in there is called Lifitegrast, and these all can range between $700 and $850 per month. And I'll put a running list right here. I'll show this every once in a while so you can kind of keep track. Number 2 on the list is really not an eye drop. In fact, it's a nasal spray called Tyrvaya. This came out a couple years ago. You actually spray it on your nose. It triggers the trigeminal nerve in your nose and actually goes through the lacrimal functional unit that tells your eyes to produce more tears, and that's how it works. Again, we're talking cash price, no insurance. Average is about $725 per month. Number 3 on the list is Miebo. This is also a new drop, and it pretty much creates a new lipid layer to your tears. A lot of people like this drop. Cash price, $800 per month. And this will make you even more mad when I explain later how you can actually get not this, but a different drop that's the exact same for much cheaper without a prescription. Yeah, you're not gonna like it. It's actually kind of weird that I'm holding an $800 bottle right now. What? Number 4 is a drop called Xdemvy. Now, this is technically not a dry eye medication or dry eye drop. This is specifically for Demodex or Demodex blepharitis. Demodex are little mites that live on the eyelashes and in the eyelash follicles, and they can lead to blepharitis, inflammation of the eyelids, that can cause and contribute to dry eyes. So that's why I included it on this list. It's fairly new and it's expensive. So full retail price, cash, no insurance, no coupons, $2,000 per month. That's probably the highest it will be, but yeah, that's expensive. Okay, now we've reached number 5, and you want to be sitting down for this one. This one's the shocker. This is a medication called Oxervate. This is a medication that is more specifically for a niche form of dry eye called neurotrophic keratitis. This is usually when the surface nerves of the cornea, the trigeminal nerve, have been damaged. They haven't regrown back, and so it doesn't provide any feedback loop to the eye that cornea is actually dry and will actually lose sensation and sometimes actually cause keratitis, or these little wounds that don't heal naturally. They just kind of stay there. And so this is where Oxervate steps in. This is a medication that actually can help regrow those corneal nerves that can hopefully provide sensation to the cornea and hopefully help it heal better. For the price tag of $30,000. $30,000, and I'm not finished. That's $30,000 for just a portion of the treatment. This is usually an 8-week course, and when you get the full course, it can go up to $118,000. Now, usually with the tips that I'm going to give you here in a second, don't really apply to this drop. Now, luckily, in a good amount of cases where doctors are prescribing Oxervate for their patients, they do and can have some good insurance coverage. Now, this can still apply to where the patient might have a copay that can range up to $2,000, and this is sometimes per week, depending on how they're doing the medication. So it can still be very expensive, even with insurance, but luckily there is coverage that can help there. Okay, so first tip, if you are a cash paying person, meaning you don't have any insurance, then you definitely want to check out these websites right here, and a lot of them have apps. Probably one of the most popular one is called GoodRx. If you go in there, type in your medication, a lot of times they will have coupons, really easy to get right on your phone, and you can actually give that to your pharmacy and they'll knock the price down. I'll put the links in the description so you can check that out, and also the coupon prices for the different medications right here if you want to pause the screen and just see roughly what kind of coupons you might get here. Again, these numbers might vary wildly, but yeah, definitely check it out. But yeah, pause the screen right here if you want to check it out. For the second tip, if you do have insurance, whether it's covered or not covered, you definitely want to check out the manufacturer's coupon or discount. Sometimes they call it a copay program. For example, with Xiidra, Bausch & Lomb does have a program where you can actually get it for $0, at least that first month, sometimes ongoing. So definitely check that out. Again, I will put links in the description so you can look at that. And a lot of times we'll have this type of coupon or notification on those websites I just told you about, like GoodRx. So you can actually see if they might have a manufacturer's coupon. So check that out, because that can make it a lot cheaper, especially if you have insurance but it doesn't cover it, or maybe it does cover it but it's still expensive. So check that out. Tip number 3, there are actually different programs out there that actually can provide assistance to help you pay for these medications. And here are 3 right here. Again, I'll put the links below. The main ones are Prescription Hope, HealthWell Foundation, and Patient Access Network Foundation. And you can actually go there. Criteria will definitely apply here. So you have to be eligible for these programs, but if you really need the medication, can't afford it, definitely check out these. Again, I'll put the link so you can check them out. Tip number 4, probably the top pharmacies that you could look into that do really well with applying manufacturers' coupons, making the process a whole lot simpler for you and your prescribing doctor. Some of the pharmacies will include PhilRx or BlinkRx. One would be the Alliance program with Walgreens. Again, I'll put links below, but those are the main ones right there. And you might want to consider sending the prescription there so you can actually get it for the best price and make it go a lot easier. Okay, side note, like I said, this part about Miebo might even make you more mad. Prescription drop here in America can be very expensive and hard to get, but you can get pretty much the same drop in another country that is not a prescription and for significantly cheaper. There's Evo tiers in the UK and Nova tiers in Australia. Now, they have been trying to ban the access or the purchase of this online, but a lot of people can still end up getting it, so that is a possibility. Now, one thing that you want to note here is there has been an uptick on counterfeit eye drops, meaning they're selling eye drops under a certain name, claiming it's that eye drop, but it's not really that eye drop. So you just got to be careful here when you're making purchases like this. But this is a possibility, and it's way cheaper. And for my final tip is actually to use AI. So you can actually go onto ChatGPT and type in, how can I get Xdemvy the cheapest? Or where can I get Xiidra the cheapest? And actually lay out the different programs, whether it's manufacturers programs, coupons from different websites like GoodRx, And it will actually lay out if there is a cheaper pharmacy as well, and it will provide links, so quick links to the different programs. Because like I said, some of those different websites have different coupons, some have better coupons, some don't have coupons. If you go to AI, type that in there, it will actually list it right off. Here's an example of something I just typed in and how it provided some links for me, so it made it really easy. So yeah, don't sleep on AI. I think it actually can help and streamline the process. So I hope this video helped. If you have any additional tips for us, how you got your medication maybe cheaper, leave them in the comments. I'm sure it will help a lot of people out more than you know. And I hope you are not somebody that needs Oxervate. And if you do, I hope it works wonders for you. Stay focused.